Look, Don's got his popcorn.
Well, I just got a new phone, so the camera quality is upgraded significantly.
Yeah, we can't see you at all. Nice.
I got new equipment for my show, I guess.
Are you going dark? Oh, there you are.
I'm
Yay.
outside. Yeah.
Yay. So welcome everybody. So good to have you all here. It's a very oh, let me let Anon in. Oh, and a special guest, Mr. Amor. So this is just a very simple little meeting about there's just what's happening.
Yeah. What is happening?
Yeah, what is happening? So that's where we're all equal. Every one opinion is as valid or invalid as another. Nobody knows what's happening. So if there's just what's happening, the simplicity of what is already, then what is it that's the struggle? Well, the struggle is when we confuse thoughts for reality innocently, because the thoughts are never the actual. You can't really have a thought about just now. It's too immediate. It's like it kind of requires your presence. In a way, you could say the moment is just saying, "Won't you be present to me with me?"
Yeah.
That's a sweet statement, Michael.
Well,
Love it, man.
Won't you dance with me?
ah, beautiful. Yeah, it's like the moment's always ready to dance with you if you're available.
It's like, God, that's so beautiful, man. I love it. It's like life loves you already and will always love you already forever. And all we have to do is, well, I'm not certain what it is we have to do. I'll leave that up to you.
I keep trying to think of things to say, but nothing's coming up.
Ah ha ha.
How perfect is that?
Michael, your camera's out of focus.
Oh, thank you. God, I love it. She told me. How's that? Oh, wait.
Yeah.
There you are. Yeah.
Yeah, it's still just this moment, just this, just what is.
Thoughts are always time-based. They're always late to the party, referring to the past.
Yeah, so that can be noticed. I love what Byron Katie says. She says, every moment you get to choose again. So if you're in your head and you're thinking, and once you become aware of that, oh shit, I've just been involved with you get another it's all fresh again. Try again.
Or you might say, let go of trying again.
Mhm. Beautiful.
Do you guys ever feel like unhappiness is like a safety mechanism? Like misery? Because it's known. It feels safe. It's like what people are used to in a way, so they stick there.
Yeah, it's comforting to believe that we know what's going on, what this is, that I'm doing it.
And I would add just observing the attachment to what's familiar rather than, the scary unknown. Embracing that kind of not knowing state can have some resistance sometimes I've seen.
Mhm.
So as some of you know, I've been having a second love affair with my beloved Byron Katie. And Indira just went out and rebought it. She was so inspired. I love it. And I love how Katie puts it that confusion is being at war with what is. So whenever I am at war with what is, I'm confused. Because why would I be at war with what is? It doesn't really make sense. It is what is. Why would I want to say it shouldn't be here or something else should be happening? If this is what is, it's what I want. So, as Byron Katie puts it, you become a lover of what is.
So also a lover of if you don't want it,
Mhm.
you don't want the way it is, it's loving that. I love that I don't want it to be this way.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's no one to have to do anything, but doing things happens.
Yeah, try not to do.
Haha.
Oh yeah, Leela and I yesterday were talking about Adishante said like, and I've heard it too. Well, Michael, if there's no one here, then what if I just laid on the couch eating bonbons all day? So my first thought is, well, what's wrong? What's wrong with that? That's pretty good. Um, but the second one we were discussing was like Adishante was pointing out, just try not to get off the couch. Set that as your goal. Your plan is to stay on the couch and then watch what happens. Because you may plan and the body's going to do what it's going to do.
Yeah, that was a fun practice to try. It's like making an intention not to get up and just kind of staring at the wall. And I saw at a random moment the body just jumped up and went to do something. There was no like thought to do it. It's always like that, but it doesn't seem like it because there's that assumption that claiming.
Mhm.
Yeah, so it's almost as if here the Michael character was seen as redundant.
It's not redundant to us, Michael.
Aw. But it was like I don't need to do anything. The body knows how to, and I was thinking about what you said, Indira, about the body knows how to release, to go to the bathroom. Thank God. Because if it was up to me, I'd probably just forget and just, piss myself or something.
Yeah, it definitely has an intelligence of its own, unspeakable, unknowable. Just even walking in the park, there's no thought to it. Legs just walks, reaching for this to drink. There's no thought to it. But like Leela was saying, there is a noticing that whenever the body does anything, it's so obvious that the thoughts are just like, it just wants to claim and label it innocently, but it's just seen as that. It's not seen as me doing it or doership. It's just seen as just thoughts claiming it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
I was just gonna say that there's nothing wrong with that. That never goes away.
Hmm. That's the fun part because I can remember there was a when this was all seen, I was just there was like I remember feeling like, okay, so okay, I'm seeing what this is, and everything is right here, but what about the thoughts? When are they going to go? See,
Yes.
that's another thought coming up. It's a part of nothing is separate. It's all it's the whole totality. The thoughts are a part of all of this. So the expectation that was seen by the character is just completely evaporated, and it's just thank God.
Yeah. You can't get apart from it to know it.
Hmm.
It's funny. Leela said you can't get apart from it to know it. And yet my question is, what is my relationship to thought? Am I seeing thoughts as adversaries, things to be argued with and debated? You know, am I my thoughts? Or am I just aware of them? Big difference, right? I find that when I leave my thoughts alone, they leave me alone. We're both happier. I mean that. I can't even put it into words how, like, wow, whatever thought wants to arrive, it's okay.
I had a feeling and I told a friend about it and they said, well, that's just conditioning. And it was an interesting response. There's no one to care what's conditioning and what's not. Like without conditioning, I might pee on the floor or just like walk into the street without looking. And so I don't know.
There's only conditioning.
Mhm.
Mm.
That's what's wildly free to express. It's not personal.
Mm. And with that, I just turned to a page randomly right here with Byron Katie. Without a story, I'm neither personal, not nor impersonal, neither male nor female. There's no word for what I am. To call it nothing is as untrue as to call it something. Who needs a name for it? In the middle of life and death, it does what it does. It eats, sleeps, cooks, cleans, talks to a friend, and goes its own way, delighted.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's not in the naming or conceiving. And it is that as well.
It's almost as if we be innocently become mesmerized with the labels and forget the actual. It's like it is like the fish looking for the water.
That's all it is not being able to discern conceptual from actual.
And it is both dancing together. How can it not be?
Mm.
Yeah.
That's beautiful, dancing together. Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, the journey is the destination.
And with it, I am every arising thought. How can I not be my thought? How can I not be a thought? Because it is a thought that gave rise to me. You know,
Mhm.
I am a thought stream. All I see is that. And in that is my humility, because how can I be proud knowing that I'm nothing? And yet, how can I be humble in your presence? And love talks so
Yeah.
beautifully, yeah, through each and every one of us.
Mhm.
And sometimes when you're dancing with life or dancing with your thoughts or dancing with God, sometimes you step on each other's toes. And so that has to be allowed in there. It's not perfect per se.
Yeah.
Step on their toe, you go, oh, sorry.
And why not? And why not? How is life? How is life? Isn't life imperfect and yet perfect? I want to be so good.
Mm.
That is, yeah, that is an illusion. I'm human too. A human as much as anything else. Sometimes it's your demons that make me a demon.
Yeah.
Sorry. Or it's my demons that arouse that in you, you know?
Mm.
Yeah, it's a perfect reflection.
Yeah.
The demons are already allowed. They don't have to be allowed.
Mhm.
Yeah, everything is this. So demons are this too. Angels, all of it.
You burning stuff, Addie?
Yeah, this is for an art project. It's about what do you think you'll be when you're 40? I just want to burn it because I don't know what the future holds. So I'm
Nice,
like burning my fantasy.
nice.
That's great.
That's so awesome.
It's
This
a
is
bit.
why
I'm
we
like getting random. I have like what will become of me on the front.
Mhm.
I love it.
All right.
Yeah, the infinite expressing in infinite ways. Oh my God.
You have an old soul, Addie.
Mm.
Thanks. I don't know why. Don't ask me.
This is beautiful. This is perfect.
Yeah.
Burning his
And
face
I
out.
just,
I like what you're doing, Eddie, because uh, if you are in the fire, and I mean that's all we are. We're always in the fire, or we're walking out of the fire, you know. And that's it. If you're not burnt and you're not naked in that flames, how can you even claim to be whatever? I don't know. I don't know. That's stupid, but yeah, it's a fire. We all are being burnt by
I
our
love
own.
that. Addie,
That's
can you
Yeah,
hold that up with the light? It's gorgeous. I love
yeah,
that you can see through parts of the picture.
Mhm. Yeah, it is like dying into the appearance because that's all there is.
yeah,
Yeah.
And then there's no
yeah,
distance. There becomes no distance. It's just this.
yeah. It's like when you're looking at a movie and the movie has the lumps, like, like you emerge in and then you're going back into the screen. You emerge and then you're back again, dissolving, melting into it.
Yeah.
So separation was only ever an energetic feeling. It was never separation. And there's nothing wrong when it arises. It's still whole. Just expressing. Yeah.
Woo!
That's beautiful.
So when I was a kid, I was a bit of a pyro. I remember being really young, like 5 years old, playing with matches. And to a little kid, fire is like magic. Yeah, I just couldn't believe fire. Like it was the most amazing thing. And I was dropping them. I was in my room in my closet, and I was sitting in there, and I had like a blow dart, like a long plastic 3 foot tube that you blow these like darts, these rubber darts. And I was dropping the matches from the top lit and just watching them slide down. And my parents called me at that moment. So being a good boy, I dropped what I was doing and ran in and said yes. And all of a sudden I hear my mom scream my father's name saying, "There's smoke coming out of his bedroom." And then they both like jumped up out of their bed and ran into my bedroom, and my clothes were on fire. And, it was so innocent because, like, I was like, oh my God, what did I do? You know, it was just innocence, a child playing with matches, not knowing that you can't leave it unattended while it's lit. It's innocence, you guys. It's all innocence. It's innocence playing, all of it.
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely.
I burned away half my face.
Yeah, Addie's in the Pyro Club. I mean, because fire is showing us impermanence every second.
Also represents purification. for me. I feel like that's an important aspect of it. You know, reflecting on fire is this purifying, releasing what's not true.
Mm. It's beautiful.
We are the elements. We are the fire, the water, the ether, the air, a mixture. And when we end, it's like a separation of all that, a seeming separation of something that was never separate, you know.
I
And
feel,
life is,
oh, sorry, Raja. I didn't
yeah.
mean to interrupt. Go
Now
ahead.
just saying, like, yeah, it's just fire. It's like fire and water, and we are, yeah, all of these elements, and somehow they bend to us. When you are happy, it's like the flames are dancing, you know. And when you need to 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 cleanse the guilt that you feel, you walk into the ocean, and there the ocean is there, like playing at your feet, worshiping you, and you are worshiping that, you know.
Mhm.
So Andrea,
So you're worshiping
it's,
yourself,
yeah,
right?
in so many different expressions of myself.
Well, if there's just this, if there's no separation, then it has to be you worshiping yourself. What else?
Exactly. And it's only self-love. How can you even love anything but, I mean, every love out there? And that is it. It's like you suddenly realize that love is fresh. You're looking out there, and everyone that appears is love. There's no past to love.
Mhm.
Love doesn't have a story, you know? It doesn't have a story. Oh, I didn't want yesterday, 10 years ago, a century ago, or not century, maybe a decade ago, you know? All that is of not importance. It's just that love. When I see you, all I see is love. I could have done 100 things, and you could have done 100 things, but it all dissolves when I see you. In this moment is all there is. I don't know why I'm carrying on like this.
So beautiful. I love it.
It's
Great.
beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Love has no past is gorgeous.
Mm.
Yes.
And love can feel like no love.
Yeah.
But it can,
Sometimes love doesn't have to be I love you. Sometimes it's like in the way that you pull away from something is a love too, you know?
Hmm.
yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
It's like the universe saying, Look what I can do." And it tricks itself into thinking there's multiplicity and infinity. And
So I love what you brought up, Raja, about even no is love. And no, somebody
Yes.
setting boundaries, saying, no, I don't want that. That's loved. That's loved.
Yes.
oh, look at the kitty.
Oh my God. Now you picked up a cat. Amar?
I've had this cat for 8 years.
Okay.
Oh,
It's not new.
Okay. What's your cat's name?
Zen.
Oh,
He's my buddy, my little sidekick.
Oh,
Mm.
yeah. I think Eckhart Tolle said he had, 8 Zen masters and they were all cats. So everything's your teacher. Look around, the wall, a sound, a bird chirping, scratching your head. It's all here available to be noticed at any time.
to say about the fire and the purity that Dominic mentioned. It's not really like becoming pure. It's just noticing the purity that's prior. Yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes we say, oh, I want to be with the pure, but there's no learning in. I mean, there's nothing there like something that says that something is not pure, And yeah, and then if you look at Khalil Gibran, he says, when you are thirsty, you will drink of dead waters. So where is our purity, We think, oh, we're so pure, we're so nice, this and that. But there is that side of us, that will do the worst if you put it in this. I would take a gun and shoot someone if they're going to kill my daughter, or do something to me, It's like we have that. We have the darkness. We are the darkness. We are the light.
Absolutely. We're selfish. That's just our nature.
Yeah. And it's to the full. I don't want to say I love my daughter more than I love any of you. But I don't know. I don't know me. I don't know me. I don't know who there's the unknowable. The unknowable is you. Because you don't know how you're going to react in every situation that's presenting itself.
Well, you don't even know what a me is.
Yeah.
What's a me?
Sorry?
What is a me?
Yeah, that's a me. There's no me, but if I'm going to say I'm both, there is that me that emerges from that screen, that acts out display, and seemingly makes choices and seemingly has responsibility and purpose.
Yeah.
I cannot say that I don't identify with that because that is what is talking now, I don't know. I don't know if that is talking. I don't know. Yeah. Or what is talking. But talking is happening, I know.
Is the me making talking happening?
No. It's like there's
It's
no
just
thoughts, yeah.
it's just happening, isn't it? Isn't it?
Words, yeah.
And just
Yeah.
coming from nothing, like words that
Yeah.
sound.
Yeah. It's like words appearing, but there's no thinking. There's no thought, yeah. It's like it's just the words. The words just come through. It's silent, yeah.
I find that so beautiful.
Yeah, it's your company. Basically, that's what it is. And although we say it's not the company, but it's who you are. If you are with people who are silenced, then you are that. How can you be anything other than who you are with, So perfect.
Perfectly imperfect.
Yeah.
Michael, if you don't mind, I'd like to read just a really quick quote that you sent out from
Yeah,
Byron Katie,
please.
just in the theme of Byron Katie today. Um, Peace is who you are without a story until the next stressful story appears. Eventually, inquiry becomes alive in you as the natural, wordless response of awareness to the thoughts that arise. And it just really, I read the whole thing you had sent, but that little clip really stood out to me. The natural, wordless response to awareness to the thoughts that arise. Wordless response of awareness to the thoughts that arise. It just felt like, that's it. Just let go of what you're doing
Yeah, there's
into the
so
flow.
Dominic, that's so beautiful because there's so much love and acceptance there. There's so much for the arising thoughts. You're no longer at war with reality. You want what is. So it becomes insane to want what's not, you know?
Wanting what is can look like not wanting what is.
Mhm. Yeah, because that's what is. If you don't want this moment, that is what is.
Yeah.
So,
So,
oh, go ahead.
as I said, it's paradoxical.
So if there's resistance to what's happening now, that can be seen, and that's okay too.
What happens when we invite the resistance to stay as long as it would like? It's welcome. My resistance is welcome,
Mm-hmm.
of course.
It becomes okay. It's not as hard. It doesn't become war. It doesn't feel like war anymore.
Because,
I
oh, go ahead.
know, well, sometimes resistance comes up here, but when it's seen that it's being whatever is being resisted, it's and there's like it just uh, there's an okayness with it. I'm not fighting with it. I'm just letting it be.
Mhm.
You know, it just feels free in that sense. It's because I'm allowing that to be. I'm allowing what I don't or what I'm resisting that's happening right now here.
Yeah,
So
beautiful.
there, yeah, it's like a free flow.
I love it. So
Mhm.
I'll sometimes repeat it out loud. So I feel into it. Like, let's say, there's something I want, and all of a sudden I feel like I don't want to do that right now, right? And I'll go, wow, doesn't want to do that right now.
Hmm.
Yeah, and what doesn't want to do that?
Mhm.
It's just thoughts.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the more I would say you notice that, the easier it gets. Like, can you notice the difference between conceptual ideas in your mind, so to say, in actual what's here now? So if you're thinking of a unicorn, but you look here, I don't see a unicorn. The unicorn is conceptual.
But who's noticing that?
That question stops making sense.
It's like a mind game. The moment you say it, and you say, why are you not seeing a unicorn? You start to see one.
Well,
But
Byron Katie talks about as soon as we use words, we're now into time. So as soon as I say a word, it's a limitation. I've left the infinite, and that's fine. It's beautiful. But when you are sensitive to that, you realize that our words are just a tool. It's just a way to communicate. It's our song.
Yeah, it's very limited. It can't know existential things. There's only the
That-
relative.
Yeah.
And yet, won't you listen to my song? And when I sing of innocence, and I sing of creativity or satisfaction or any other word I bring into play, doesn't it open me up to something? Doesn't things like so? Don't I just open up inside? So a word is a tool. It depends on who's using it. It can bring peace. It can bring love. It can bring war.
Yeah. So the words are neutral.
Yeah.
In the hands of one, as you're saying, Raja, they can bring peace. In the hands of another,
Yeah.
it can spark a war.
Yes.
But the words themselves are neutral. They neither,
Yeah.
yeah,
The agency. The agency.
yeah. So then the little light bulb can go on, oh, then the only way they can be getting their meaning is from me.
It's we have all of us are Hitlers that can make masses do horrible stuff, you know? I mean, I am saying horrible. I shouldn't even be like qualifying that, but can make masses do things that we wouldn't do. And just by words, Hitler created a whole genocide. You know what I mean? It's like you can, you just look at just a word and how people are brainwashed into doing stuff, you know?
Well, keeping with our Byron Katie theme tonight, she would say that that is the unquestioned mind.
Yeah,
When the mind is not questioned, when we just believe our thoughts, murder becomes a real possibility.
exactly. And Byron Katie was in a situation like that,
Yeah.
where this man was going to kill her.
And
And she used words, to calm him down.
she had so much love and compassion for the guy. She
Yeah,
said, "Oh, sweetheart, you don't want to do that." Because he said, "I'm going to
yeah,
shoot you." I think he was robbing her. And she just thought, "Oh my God, he's going to throw his whole life away. He's going to commit murder." And then but she was real. She said, "So I was wondering if this is the moment how she would end her life," meaning Byron Katie. This is how she goes out. Was a thought came, oh, so she didn't know. She didn't know if that was going to be the end in that moment. She just made eye contact with him in a real way and just held it, and he couldn't handle it. He walked away.
and that's in each of you, that love, you know. It's what you're looking at, Layla, and then you see love, and that's all, like, you know, and Eddie, and every single one of you. It's that expression of love.
Yeah, and she was open to dying in the moment. Didn't if she was getting killed in that moment, that's what is. That's she would not want to that not because that's what is. If I'm to die in this moment, that's what I want. How do I know? Because that's what is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the concern for the other, that this is going to be his life story. Something, you know, that's so beautiful.
Yeah, she didn't personalize it. That was the beauty about it. There was no
Yeah.
personalizing of it. She was able to look at it in a neutral way.
And when you get to that itself, that's what you do. It's like you surrender. At that moment in time, it's you embrace whatever is there. I mean, this is how I'm going to go out, and it's fine with me, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I'm going to drown right now, that's fine because
Yeah.
you embrace that.
Yeah.
Even if you're not embracing that, that's this.
That's okay. Yeah.
I like to remind that anything can happen, you know. So this doesn't look any certain way. There's no expectations or standards.
Yes. Like when I was drowning, I was looking like, I said, oh, so this is how my life ends. And that was it. And then I just relaxed into the water. And then there was this voice that said, oh, no, Razia, it's not your time yet. You're going to be saved.
Mhm.
And at that particular time, I lifted my head out of the water and there was this person walking towards me. And yeah,
Wait, walking towards you. You saw Jesus?
yeah, in the water. No, it wasn't Jesus.
Oh,
But I mean, yeah, and then I didn't think of him as Jesus. I did. I, in fact, resented the fact that he was rescuing me,
oh, because they said walking on the water.
I liked it. I loved that. It was like, when you say the peace that passeth all understanding. That was what it was. Yeah. It's so beautiful. And you don't want to be rescued now. And then he took me halfway and he said, I'm not going to drag you anymore. I'm going to leave you here. And I'm thinking, why you didn't leave me there? You brought me here now. You want to leave me here, you know? And then when I got onto the shore, I'm sitting there on the shore and I'm like I couldn't breathe now because, my chest was full of water, my ears and nose and everything. It was like I got baptized. And yeah, I'm sitting there, and then the thought in my mind is, no, I'm not ready. You're not ready to go yet, it's not your time. So, yeah, but it was, that's what I felt that then. But now I don't know. I don't know how to look at it. So we get baptized not only by water, but by the fire and every other element.
Really, really loved when Leela said, no expectation here.
Mm-hmm.
After you said that, it's like a lot of my expectations just sort of dropped. Like,
Yeah.
like amazing. Like we're talking about words and the power of words. And you said that and no expectation here. And then I felt the magic that is here, and it's like so lovely. Can you all feel the magic?
Yeah,
Well,
the story
Yes.
about Byron Katie, the whole story with Byron Katie, which is beautiful, and yet everything is it. Even Jeffrey Dahmer doing what he did is it. Everything is it. We can admire these people, but really, like right now, this is it. It can be anything. It doesn't have to even have a neutral response to something. It could be a reaction or anger or whatever, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
You're still it. No matter what you're doing, whether you're having a crappy day or you act out or whatever, you're still it. You are that.
Yeah.
Acting out. That's it.
You can't escape yourself.
Right.
And you're already free to
Mhm.
suffer if you want to.
And you're still whole and safe and you're at home regardless. I love that.
Thank you for that. Powerful words coming out.
Yeah, when expectations start to drop, you can feel like an existential terror, like a falling feeling. That control mechanism is starting to crumble. It just becomes lighter, like Hederman says. It doesn't mean selfing won't appear again or stickiness. It just becomes semi-transparent.
It is also like a Christian thing, like Moses came down with those 10 commandments, and that placed a hell of a lot of stress on every one of us, because it's like you have to love your neighbor. And now he's saying it's okay. You don't have to love your neighbor. That's what happened, like, on in its own time, if it's going to happen. They're taking away that expectation of fulfilling the 10 commandments. And someone told me the joke was he was given 20 commandments, but it was too heavy to carry. So he broke some of them. He broke.
Thank God for that.
Yeah, so commandments are of the mind.
Mm.
Rules, commandments, ways things should and shouldn't be, beliefs. It's the territory of the mind.
Yeah, because it comes down to morality. What is morality? And then someone asked me, oh, if you take away all of this, what's going to happen? You're going to kill people. I said, would you do it, Would you go and just take up a gun and kill someone? Because I'm telling you, there's no morality,
Mhm.
And yeah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't just take up a gun and kill someone. I mean, unless they put me in a corner or something. I don't know. I'm not Biden Katie. So I don't know how I'm going to react.
Yeah, there's just what's happening. Nobody knows. You can say all kinds of things. I would do this, that, and the other.
Yeah,
That's nice. But there's just still just this. What right now, what's here? Always.
yeah.
Yeah, critical thoughts can still happen here. In fact, some of that was happening today. And then I was sitting with it, and then something, I want to call it intuition. I don't know any other word to say, but there is a difference between intuition and thoughts. And something came through, and it was like sometimes thoughts are lighter, feels lighter. I find that some of the thoughts that come through are lighter, and it's almost like it was just saying, it's okay. It's okay. Like a friend or something in here. It's just softer and lighter. It's completely diametrically opposed from thoughts, but it's like compassion.
Well,
Yeah.
Indira, where it's okay that you heard. That's so beautiful. Where do you think that was coming from, or what's your take
It's,
on that? It's very beautiful. I love it.
you have it, everyone has it. It's
Yeah,
just it's intuitional. It's just soft. It's light, and it just comes through. It's a barometer that just comes through. And just noticing it more now, more noticing that more. Yeah. That's becoming more louder than the thoughts. It's so damn silent. It's loud. And so there's like
When
a,
thoughts
oh,
are here, sorry.
sorry. Well, sorry, Ross. What'd you say?
I said when thoughts arise, we engage, we can engage it if we have a choice, like seeming choice. I mean, not choice, we have no choice. Like you can engage with it. Like you look in there, oh, she had a funny face. She doesn't like me. And it starts off, oh, she doesn't like me. And then it ends up with, she hates me. She's going to destroy me. She's going to do this. So we're building it up on the thought, you know?
So what
And
happens though when you agree with a thought, Roz? So if I have a
yeah,
thought, oh, she has a funny face, and I don't argue with the thought, I say, yes, she has a funny face.
yeah.
Do you
Yeah,
see?
and you let it go. You
I'm
let
not
it
at
go.
war. Well, that's what was seen here, that Byron Katie had saw that when I identify with my thoughts, I suffer. And when I don't identify with my thoughts, I don't suffer.
Mm.
And lots of what happens is a story. You're making it up in your head and believe in it, you know? You believe it. It's actually think, okay, it starts off as a thought, and then you add and add to it. And by the end of it all, now you are so scared of this person who just had a funny face in the beginning.
But that's also the universe doing all that. That's not a personal thing. What you just said there, it's
No,
not a personal thing. The universe is doing
yeah,
that or tricking itself or whatever, who knows why, but it's the universe doing that. We're not
yeah,
doing that. Very interesting.
yeah. That's why I said right in the beginning, it is both. It is the personal and the impersonal, because there is no personal. How can there be? There's no separation. Whatever is acting as personal is the impersonal. You know, I mean, I know it's like so obvious.
Beautiful. Any last comments or questions before we close out this evening?
It's been a joy. Like I have to say, this is like for 1 hour, it's like it's a lot in 1 hour. I mean, it's like nothing and a lot at the same time. I so look, it's funny. I get up in the morning on Wednesday mornings. I have good things to do during the day. I had a good day and looking forward to this. Get up at 6 in the morning or so, whenever I get up. I'm looking forward to 6 o'clock to see you guys and
Wow.
to be in this conversation or, whatever we're doing. And I'm hooked.
You're so loved, Don.
Wonderful. Thank you,
Yeah.
guys. Thank you, everybody, so much for coming. Each and every one of you. Mwah. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.